homework and dinner, huh?
No homework.
Sure, you do.
I don't like
She must be playing Southwest.
Yes. Come on in. Is there something we can put on, like, since it's not going to be live? Or
No, it's live on YouTube right now.
Oh, yeah, it is.
We're streaming right now. Hi, sweetie.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
See, I was trying to think the entire time. I'm like, it's not.
all right, just a few more minutes and we'll get started. We'll give it whenever my watch says 6:05. I don't have a countdown, otherwise I'd be.
Do you mind just staying?
Yeah, that's totally how I am. For you kids going, just get used to it.
She's always early, so.
To be early is to be on time, so this is weird for me, but technical difficulties state otherwise. So, and we'll go. Do I need to move?
No, you're good?
I'm good?
You're good?
Okay.
And I don't think we're going to have to worry about using a mic tonight because we got that one and that one.
All right, cool. I didn't want to. All right, so let's get started here. Welcome, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Philpott. I am the Regional Director for Southern Nevada for JAG. So that basically means I have all of Clark County schools. We have 31 programs in Clark County and 21 schools. And then I also have Pahrump in Nye County also under me. This is just so you can know what's going on in Washington, D.C., so you can put a face to a name. I will be going to Washington, D.C. This is my third year going, last year we took 50 kids, so it's a lot of fun. It is very tiring for both the chaperones and the students going because we keep you busy and there's a 4-hour time change. So what is midnight there is 8 o'clock here, so that's a bit of a difference, and we still got to be up and at them at 8 o'clock in the morning, so prepare yourself for that. My background with JAG, I was active duty military for 11 years, and then I joined JAG the very first year JAG started. Come on in. I was a specialist at Las Vegas High School the very first year, and then I moved up into management after that. And so that is my history, and on a kind of a sad note for me, this will be my last thing with JAG almost. My husband's also active duty, and we got orders to Florida. So we're moving in December. So as soon as we come back, I'll have a couple more weeks, and we're going to move over the holidays. So I'm really excited to take your students to Florida because I love going. I love chaperoning this trip. It's a huge fun for me. And like I said, it's kind of one last hurrah for JAG Nevada for me. So we are going November 28th through December 2nd. This is a picture from last year of all the students from across all the states that went. JAG operates in about 31 states. So there's quite a bit of students that go. Our kids are actually right in the front row down here because that's where Nevada decided to go last year, so that was pretty cool. Okay, so what is NSLA? Basically, students will be given the opportunity to meet students from other states. They will be put with workshops. Not all of the students from Nevada will be in one workshop. They actually disperse all the students from all the states in the different workshops, so you can get to know many other people from many other different states, how to work together, how to communicate with somebody you don't know that lives in, I don't know, Michigan, like someplace, because there's big cultural differences even across our country. So you get to meet other people. We have 12 students who will compete from Nevada in these competitions. And then of course we get to go sightseeing. We'll actually go sightseeing out twice, maybe 3 times. The first time will be the night tour. So please make sure you have warm clothes, a jacket, scarves, a hat, gloves. The night tour can get pretty chilly. It'll depending on the weather, it could be upper 40s, low 50s, something we're not really used to here in Las Vegas. I'm from Michigan originally, so I'm all bundled up, and the kids are always like, "Miss, I'm cold." Put a jacket on or a sweatshirt. Just throwing that out there. Good walking shoes, because we will do quite a bit of walking. The second day we go out, we'll actually have a good 5, 6, 7 hours. The buses will drop us. They will drop us off by the National Mall area, and that's where all the museums and the ponds and the pictures that you see. And so we'll have time to actually go into the museums and see stuff and do stuff like that. So here's departure information. If you just came in, I also have a letter here. So make sure you get one of these. This may have been sent home. There you go. There you go. With your student. But just in case, that has everything about the airport information that you need. Our flight does leave out of here, out of Las Vegas. There will be 25 students with 2 chaperones going from here from Las Vegas at 8:25. I have 2 other chaperones leaving from other parts of the state, one from Salt Lake City and one from Reno. So we will have 36 kids total with 4 chaperones. So we're less, so that makes us what, 9 to 1? So that's pretty good ratios. But leaving here, we'll have 25 students with 2 chaperones. I ask that you drop off your student if you go, so we're flying Southwest, Terminal 1. That's always confusing that early in the morning. We're at Terminal 1, follow the signs to Southwest, okay? If you go to the drop-off area, passenger drop-off or departures, it's the very last Southwest stop. The very last sign, and you will see somebody, hopefully, I brought an example, with a yellow sign that looks like this. So this is how you will know where to go, okay? Hopefully it shouldn't be too hard. There'll be a whole bunch of kids out there with 2 of us, well maybe 3 of us. So look for this sign, very last Southwest drop-off point with Southwest. Once you drop off your student, I'll just verify with you, like, hey, I got them. Have fun. I'll make sure they call home at least once or twice, so you're not wondering where they're at. And then we'll get bags checked, all that stuff. We have lots of kids that have never flown before. Have anybody here never flown before? Okay, cool. Don't worry. Okay? Like I said, this is my 3rd trip. Come on in. It's a whole learning experience, especially for those that have never flown. I will take them through, hey, look at your ticket. This is how we find our gate. We're going through security. We're all going to go through security together. Okay? It's a lot of fun. So please, if you've never flown before, let me know. I'll help walk you through the process. And that's it. So we go from Las Vegas to Chicago. We got a little bit of time there. We should get some lunch there, I think, and then Chicago into Washington, D.C. This is my name. Here's my cell phone number. Go ahead and write that down. Call, text me whenever you want. I also have business cards in the back that have my cell phone number. Like I said, call, text me, whatever, whenever you want. I do not mind at all because I am taking your child.
Keep her.
So again, so no later than 6:30, please. That way we can make sure everybody's there. We all get through security. Yes, please take as many pictures as you would like. Terminal 1, like I said, you must have a picture ID so we can get your ticket. That can be your state ID. That can be your school ID. Something that has your picture and your name on it. Okay. It won't work if you don't have that. They won't let you through security, so please double check in the morning. Oops, that's not me. Sorry. This is me. This is the other chaperone going for the Reno area. If you have any questions, give me a call. If you can't find us at the airport, give me a call. 6:30 though, no later than 6:30. I'll probably be there about 5:45, between like 5:30, 5:45. All right, you are allowed to take 1 bag. Okay, 1 suitcase, no more than 50 pounds. You also can take one carry-on item, like a backpack, carry-on, something like that, and you can also take one personal item. That could be like a briefcase, a purse, something like that. And then to make sure you get through security, in your carry-on items, you can't have liquids and gels and razors and all that stuff. I actually had a kid a couple years ago who tried to take a full bottle of like body wash through, and he forgot to pack it in his bag. Didn't work out. So just double check your bags, make sure that you meet these TSA requirements. All those little bottles need to be like the zip bag, like stuff like that. No worries. I just want to remind everybody of that. Please no knives, double check anything. I had a student 1 year who accidentally had like a real tiny pocket knife like in his purse or his briefcase, and that got confiscated. I just don't want anybody to lose anything that's, you know, personal to you. So just double check those little pockets. That was us last year when we finally got to Washington, D.C. They're all so happy, especially my chaperone right there. So just another picture. We did have one change. The conference actually takes place at the Hyatt. When I called the Hyatt to make reservations, they were completely booked up. So we are staying directly across the street. So we'll just walk across the street every morning. So we're staying at the courtyard. Here's one picture of it. Here's a phone number for the courtyard, 703-549-3434 if you would like to have that information. Like I said, it is directly across the street, so we're not traveling. We will take their shuttle from the airport to the hotel. They have a restaurant there. There's a McDonald's within walking distance. That's, for some reason, is always a big thing. So don't worry. On that note, Uber and Lyft and all that stuff for your students is out of the question. You're not allowed to use that on your own, just so you know. Somebody tried once. Tried being the key word. We will stay with your students the whole time. Okay, so what are we going to do? On Wednesday, the first big thing is like an awards luncheon. So everybody goes to this really old historic hotel in Washington, D.C. I forgot what it was called. But there's this really big, nice awards luncheon. Everybody's dressed up. So that's the one thing that you need to have nice business attire for. If you need help with that, let me know. We can help with that as well. It's really kind of nice. Sometimes it can be kind of boring, but it's nice. And here's some pictures from last year. This is a student from Nevada, from Reed High School in Reno. She actually won first place last year for the public speaking. So that was kind of cool to bring that home award last year. And like I said, we got sightseeing with you. We went to the Capitol building last year, so we got to tour the Capitol building. So that's everyone from Nevada there. I'm not sure if we'll do that this year. This is from the Natural History Museum. And then this was the Martin Luther King Memorial, which is actually pretty cool, for the Twilight Tour. Okay. Rules of conduct. Please remember who you're representing, okay? So you're representing yourself and your family first and foremost. You're representing your school. You're representing JAG. So please just, remember where you came from, okay, who you are. And if your mama wouldn't want you to say it, don't say it. If you wouldn't say it in front of your mama, okay? Most of the time in the past, I have not had a single problem with our kids from Nevada. To be perfectly honest, Nevada kids are some of the most well-behaved kids there. And I always get comments on how well-behaved our state is. So I don't think it'll be a problem. I just got to throw it out there. Same thing with your clothing when it's casual. Make sure it's, appropriate. So school dress code, okay? And make sure there's nothing you shouldn't be wearing, okay? Again, I don't think it'll be a problem. And just always listen to all chaperones. We will have 4 total, like I said. I will show them all to you once we get there and we all get to Washington, D.C. So you know what all 4 of us look like. Point of contact, like I said, you can call me, text me anytime you want. My phone will be on 24/7. I actually purchased a battery charger thing this year because my battery doesn't like to last very long anymore. One chaperone will maintain all lists of all students, their health statements and their permission slips the whole time, so just in case something happens, I will have that information everywhere we go. If something happens, you will be contacted when we can. My first priority is your student, because I want to make sure that they're safe, that they're taken care of. And then once I know something, once I know they're safe, that they're taken care of, I will make sure to contact you. Again, I don't really foresee any problems. We haven't had any in the past, and I've gone at some interesting times. We left last year, the day after the election last year, so that was kind of interesting. The students got to see some Washington, D.C. politics in action with some protests and everything. But my background, like I said, for about 11 years, I was active duty Air Force. Flew helicopters, I've been a few places, done a few things. My brain is always looking around trying to figure out where the exit point is, what's going on, what's doing that. So your students are completely safe, and I make sure we stay together the whole time. All right, weather, like I said, it could be a little bit cool. Highs will be about mid-60s, so not too bad during the day, and then it could get into the mid-30s at night. Usually it's in the 40s. Might be a little bit windy, might feel colder because it's more humid there as well. So please make sure you have some nice warmer layered items. Dress, I kind of talked about that. Mainly business, casual for the one day. And then after that, just casual attire, good walking shoes. The one day we are business casual, ladies, most of the time y'all have some really cute shoes on, but we will have some walking that we're doing, so just think about if you want to walk for a bit in those shoes. I mean, I love how you guys always wear really cute shoes, but we'll be walking in them for a little bit. Just throwing that out there. All right, so November 29th, like I said, we'll do the first awards luncheon. Then we'll come back. We'll have some time. We will have the 12 people doing the competitions. We'll go do their competitions. The rest of us, I think we're going to walk to the metro station and have our first subway ride for some. And we'll find something to do. Then we'll come back and we'll have dinner. And then there is a social that night, and your first leadership session is that night as well. It's a pretty short leadership session the first night. And here are our competitors. Down here we have Basic and Del Sol with employability skills, Cheyenne and Desert Pines in public speaking, and Rancho in the PBL showcase for the project-based learning showcase. So if you are here, good luck. If you need help with anything, let me know. I will help you. And then we have more workshops on, I'm so thrown off, they usually start on Thursday. On Thursday, more workshops. We'll go take a picture with the big group, everybody put together. That's when we'll go for the Twilight Tour, go see some monuments. What I do ask is, when we get on the buses to go, there's so many students and so many states coming, there are literally like 50 charter buses that line up, and we will be given our bus color or name or polka dot, whatever they tell us our bus is, and we just have to look for that sticker. I just ask that you're on time for those events. If I say, hey, be back here at 7:45, be there at 7:40, please. Because those buses line up and they get backed up. And for those who have never been to Washington, D.C., it's a very crowded city. And buses don't get to stay in one spot very long, and with so many kids, it's not good sometimes. And then more leadership sessions on Friday. And then that's when we get to go out a little bit more to go kind of see the sites. I will have a list of places to go, so we can kind of figure out who wants to go where. The big ones that people like to go see is the National Air and Space Museum. It's pretty cool. Go see the Washington Monument. We can walk to the White House to go see the White House. We can't actually go in the White House, but you can like see it. You can get your picture. All sorts of little areas. The art museums, the Smithsonian's are there. The Holocaust Museum is there, which is really, really good. Yes. And then there's also the newly opened last year African Museum. Last year we couldn't get in because they had just opened up and you needed tickets. I'm working on that this year to see if we can get tickets, what the deal is with that. It was just so popular that you couldn't get in unless you had tickets months in advance. So I'm working on that to see if we can do that one this year. And then we come home on Saturday. We have an 11:10 flight out of Washington, D.C. We'll take the shuttle back to the airport. Except this time we will not go to Chicago. We'll go to Atlanta. And we got a couple hours there. And then we'll be back here in Vegas at 4:10. You have a couple options when you pick up your student. If you want to come to baggage claim to pick them up, you can. It gets kind of chaotic though because I will not let them leave until I physically like see you because I don't want to hand them off to any random person. Or you can go to passenger pickup. We'll pick a spot somewhere with the numbered pillars. Your student can text you and say, hey, we're by number 3, and you can drive by, pick them up. It's totally up to you what you would like to do to pick your student up. I will not leave until every student is picked up by somebody. I've been there for an hour or more waiting on people, so I will not leave, so your student won't just walk off somewhere. Again, I forgot to change that one. So that's me. What was I going to say about the airport? Something else. I don't remember. Questions about anything? Yes?
How much spending money would you suggest?
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to say. So we will give per diem for the 2 travel days, okay? So we'll give them money for breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the day leaving, and we'll give them money for breakfast and lunch coming back, because we'll be back here by dinner. And then the days in between, we have all meals covered with the conference. So really, it's just whatever spending money they would like for souvenirs. We do go to a mall on one of the days because there's a huge food court there. So the conference gives us vouchers, and that's how we eat that night. Everyone goes to the food court. It really amazes me. It's a mall. It's the exact same stores we have here. But for some reason, students like to buy all sorts of stuff. I mean, so it's really, it completely amazes me. So that's really up to you. I would say, you know, like if they want a sweatshirt or some sort of like souvenir item, $50 or so just to get something. But the cost of the trip is completely covered. It's
so
whatever.
Like the museums and stuff?
They're completely free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, museums are free there for the most. There's very few that you have to pay for. You might have to pay for like an attraction in it, like if you want to like watch the IMAX movie somewhere or something, but going into the museums themselves, it's all free. That day for sure, wear good walking shoes because you will walk all over the place. That's down there. But yeah, really just if you want to buy anything, that's what you need money for, and that's up to you guys. But I will warn you parents that we do go to a mall, so I don't know. For the per diem, I will hand your student once we get past security. I'll hand them their money for that day for the food. In the past, the money's gone by the time we come home. They don't have money for food on the way home, so we'll hand it out twice, once when we leave, then once we get passed through security in Washington, okay, they'll get some more money for food on the way home, so then that way they're not starving when you pick them up. Hopefully they'll just be tired and want to go to sleep for you. Any other questions? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Is there going to be live streaming for the ones that compete, or will you video?
They do not allow people to sit into the competition rooms for the most part. I might be able to, but they don't allow any sort of technology devices, so that way they can keep the competitions fair.
What's curfew? Like when?
Not like what?
National, for some insane reason, sets it at midnight. But keep in mind that's which is a very challenge for us West Coast people, because that's 8 o'clock at night our time, and you guys want to stay up, which means I don't get to go to bed until I check all 16 rooms to make sure y'all are there. But keep in mind, because of that time difference, getting up into your workshop at 8 o'clock in the morning means you're getting up at 4 in the morning. So curfew is technically midnight. They normally have areas where you can meet, like the people from other states, and like congregate and socialize with them. I totally want you guys to do that, but be in your room before midnight. So then that way, at least that's what it was last year. We'll find out when we get there what it is, but in the past, that's when it's been. And by that last day, most of the kids tell me by 10 o'clock, they're like, yes, I'm so tired. Okay, please go to bed. I'm tired too. Not as bad this year. Last year we had a 5:30 flight leaving out of DC, so at least we don't have that this year, because that was rough. I also need to make sure each student has a health form and a permission slip. I will not take a student without these 2 forms. I do have a list up here of whom I have gotten from the specialists already. If you want to check it, if you have it, please give it to me before you leave. I have extras if you need it. I will have extras at the airport as well in case it gets forgotten. But if you, the parent, are not taking your student to the airport and I don't have this permission form, aunt or sister or whoever legally cannot give me permission to take your child. So please make sure you sign these permission forms, and that it gets to me either through your specialist or tonight or at the airport. Only because we only got school tomorrow, and then we got a week off, and then we have Monday, and then we leave. So if you think you've sent it to your specialist, to your school, check with me. I have a list of who I have. If not, give it to me at one of those options, and we'll make sure we get that. Any other questions? Students, any questions, Colin?
I have a question.
Yes.
I came in late, so do I need to sign in somewhere? And I need papers for one of my other students that's coming.
Okay. What school are you from?
Canyon Springs.
Canyon Springs? Okay, cool. Yep, I'll make sure you have everything. All right. I will be here sticking around later if you have any other questions. Let me go back to my, if you want a card, grab a card. It's got my cell phone number and my email on it. I should be able to check my email, hopefully if the hotel Wi-Fi is good. Go back to the page with my phone number. Like I said, call me anytime, text me anytime. We'll have a great time. And I thank you for letting us take your child to Washington. It's a really great experience. I enjoy it every time. The kids enjoy it every time. What I've noticed when we get to the airport, a lot of the kids don't know each other, because it's one kid kind of from each school. They don't know who they're going with, and that's always something you know to kind of worry about. But by the time we get to DC on the plane, they're all best friends, and they're all working out really well. And then when I get to go around for the rest of the year, they're all still talking. When I go over to Canyon Springs, they'll be like, hey, I just talked with, you know, so-and-so from Western High School. Like, they're still talking. They're still making relationships. It's a really, there we go. Is it on another one? That's bigger. There we go. 505-274-1021. I will always answer. If I'm in something and I can't answer my phone, I will always call you back at the earliest convenience that I can. If I have to step out, I will. Please do not hesitate to call me, text me, do whatever you want if you have any questions. Even if it's because your child decided not to contact you and tell them that they were there, I've done that too. Go call your mom. She's worried. So students, that's a note to you. Let your parents know where you're at, what you're doing, because they're concerned that you're having fun. All right, thank you so much for coming. I have forms up here. If you want a souvenir pen, take one. I have business cards. And I will see you all bright and early on the 28th.